This is Mike Moyer, giving you the weather update, early morning, 3 a.m. update. We call it our early brew if you want. Just thought I would begin by giving you the update for today and then into the weekend. The weekend actually looks a lot better than the week did. So I thought I would start off by just giving you an overall look of the United States. Some of you probably are still traveling a bit with whatever vacations that we have now since we've passed Memorial Day. You all had a good Memorial Day. We actually have 3 different areas of disturbed weather. And one of those is crossing into the Ohio Valley now. As you can see in this area, there's scattered rain showers. The other area is, you can see a larger mass of clouds. This is more convective nature of a storm system, and these are going to be moving off to the north and east as well. They'll also be moving up into the New England area, so we have plans going into the weekend. In New England, you're going to be wet plains. This particular area here is actually going to be moving off to the north and east and will be clear of the Ohio Valley come Saturday. So your Saturday, most of your Saturday, and all day Sunday will be sunny, so it'll be nice in the Ohio Valley. And then, as you can probably gander if you look at the satellite here, this is the infrared. You see a huge mass of clouds that are blowing off tops of thunderstorms, and that's exactly what you're seeing. These thunderstorms, some of them were severe as we went into the evening hours. There were many severe thunderstorm warnings out there, even a couple tornado warnings that encompassed each one of those areas. I think I still have the radar pulled up. Not sure if I do, but I can check and see. Let me look and see here. Showing basically just the general feed. Oh, this is the national. Let me take a look and see if I can get the. I can't get it to show on here. Basically, it's just some thunderstorms that were kind of dying out. You can see the diurnal heat is heating in the day is kind of worn out. So we're not getting those thunderstorms anymore. They're kind of waning as the day heating has as well. So we're not getting those as much anymore. So those are going to be coming back on Saturday. Friday there'll be a reprieve of those thunderstorms in the area of Texas, and they will be coming back though from New Mexico into the west central or southwest part of Texas on Saturday. Overall, the rest of the country is going to be looking dry, and we can get back into that. Let me go back into the menu here. You can see the area over into the northern plains will be dry for the weekend. So if you're in plans for driving into North Dakota, South Dakota, or even up into Canada, those conditions will be nice and dry. The one thing that we're going to see here is you see a low pressure that's starting to develop. This is also a thermal low, and what's happening is that we're getting a lot of heat that's building out into the southern part of California, southwest part of the United States. You can see that as this heat develops, you can see that the darker bands come and show us that is the actual heat and thermal part of the atmosphere that's building. So expect that to happen as we start to see a flow, and I'll show you what that means here. Is we're going to actually start to see a ridge that's going to build. Get this working here. Start to get a ridge that'll build here, and a little bit of a cool down here, and then we're going to get another ridge that's going to build into the Ohio Valley for over the weekend. So don't be surprised to start to see 80s here into the Ohio Valley, and we're going to see greater than that into the thermal low area. We'll see high temperatures that could have actually reached record highs into the southwest part of the United States over the weekend. Likewise, we'll see some high temperatures up in the areas of the upper Great Lakes into the portions of the Dakotas, into the Minnesota, Green Bay, that will actually see temperatures approach the 70 and 80 degree mark as well. So something we'll be watching. We'll update you on temperatures, and we'll show you any record-breaking temperatures that you see once we get into the weekend and see how this all plays out, and see if the models are actually correct. One thing we always start off with, and we always kind of take a look at, is our upper air feature. This is actually the dynamic feature that moves the weather around the country. The upper level, this is at 500 millibars, and that's just a height for us. And this is good. This shows us our temperature and humidity. And it also actually shows us, quite frankly, where our upper level features are. You saw that low that was out in the southwest, and you still see it here at 500 millibars. That's several miles up into the atmosphere. And we see that here embedded, so we know that that's going to be a player in our weather down into the future here. And it also shows us that as it parks itself here, that it's going to stay for a bit, and that's going to be where we're going to start to see the thermal low start to build, and the heat starting to build as well. You saw that ridge that we started to show you, where that's also happening into the central plains, a little bit of cooler temperatures, and then you're also starting to see that ridge build into the Ohio Valley, where they're going to start to see temperatures. As we move along, you'll start to see temperatures that'll be into the upper 70s, and then starting into the low 80s, which is just in time for summer to arrive. Meteorological summer starts June 1st, so that'll be in a couple days here, which should be right on time for that. Not sure how long that'll last. A lot of the models are long-range models are shooting out 80s into the Ohio Valley from now until the end of next week, and so they're putting model temperatures out into the low to mid 80s, and that's kind of unusual. That's above normal by about 5 degrees. So we're going to have to keep our eye on that and see where that ends up going, or how it's modified over the period. Those temperatures are going to fluctuate back and forth through next week as we get into it. We'll cover that in the next different runs that we talk about. And then you can see where also one of the things that we noted was the moisture that we were getting into the Ohio Valley for this next rain event that's coming in tonight, this morning. Ohio Valley is going to see some rain, probably anywhere between a quarter inch upwards to a half inch of rain. In actual Kentucky, you're going to see maybe even a half to 1 inch of rain. And then along the coast, where you see this convective activity, you're going to start to see temperatures that will actually fall. You'll see actually rainfall events that's going to occur. You'll see anywhere between 1 to 2 inches of rain. So That's what our model winds are showing now, and it's very quite possible because, as you can see, moisture is all the way up to the 500 bar level. And if you take a gander at the soundings, you'll see that there's well over an inch of rain that's available for the system to tap into. So, and again, this moisture plume is going to be moving to the east and then to the northeast. So, the New England area will be seeing that rain come over this weekend. Florida remains more of the summer area as it normally does this time of year. There'll be a front pushing through, giving us scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, no all-day event type of rain. It'll be the stagnant temperature regime. Once things cool down during the day, we'll start to see temperatures that will moderate, and the rainfalls will temperatures will control the rainfall amounts, and we'll see less and less of the rain as the day wears on. Did want to go into a couple things that we wanted to look at. The HRRR forecast for the area, just to show us exactly where our temperatures or our moisture is going to be moving. If we can get this to move, so far it's not wanting to move on us here. We'll have to go to plan B, which is so the mouse is not wanting to really move these. There's the HRRR, sorry. Sorry it took me so long there. But we wanted to go back in time and show you where the storm system is moving. The one in the Ohio Valley, the one that you also will see in the thunderstorms in Texas, those will actually be dropping to the south and east, or south and west. And then you'll see this big system kind of moving, kind of dragging its heels, but moving to the north and east as well. So this is our 03Z, so this will only go out to 18 hours, but you'll get the picture of what's going on. You can see that as we move through this, you see that the rainfall starts in the Ohio Valley, Cincinnati area, Louisville, Columbus, Cincinnati right in the middle there. You'll see that the rain will start right around 7 a.m. the morning rush. You'll already be getting heavy rain in Lexington. Looks to be that most of this will be south of Indianapolis, and it looks like Evansville will already be getting this and will be finishing up with the rain about that time. Columbus will not have the rain until later on in the day, about a couple hours after that. So you look around 8 or 9 for Columbus to start getting in on the rainfall. With each successive run, we're starting to get earlier reports of the rainfall. If you look at the local radar now, we're starting to see rain over Cincinnati, northern Butler and Warren counties in southwest Ohio. But you can see where all these other systems are leading exactly where we said they were going to go. So this just gives you an idea of what's going to happen. So by 2 o'clock in the afternoon this morning or this afternoon, you'll see that the Ohio Valley will still have some persistent showers. So you're not out of the woods all day. This is a secondary front that will dive south, still giving us some chances of rain overnight on Friday. And then you'll also see this big storm system that's going to be moving off the coast, and it will start to retrograde and give you some showers into the northeast. And then these are the southwest parts of Texas where you'll see the rain showers that will be moving in. So it looks like a wet day for those areas, but you'll notice the rest of the United States looks very well. There's not a whole lot that's going on. I'm going to jump on and throw the temperatures on here for you as well. If we want to take a look at those, these are 2-meter temperatures. You can see that they're beautiful temperatures for a nice spring or early summer. You can see where we're going to be running with these temperatures. They run cool, and again, this is behind that cold front, if you remember. And then as temperatures warm up during the day, with a warming of the day, you can see we're reaching well into the 70s already, for the most part. If you look all the way up into parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, moving over into Wisconsin, we're into the 80s already. Look at the temperatures into the southwest. We're into over the hundreds. This is what I call that thermal low. If you look at that, look at around into the ridge of the mountains, well into the hundreds. So if you have any travel plans to hit to the west coast, make sure you dress appropriately and that you're ready for some warmer temperatures as you head to that area. The other thing to watch out for is winds as we go through the same period. People always worry about winds with the thermal temperatures because of fire safety, and you can see that the bluish and green are the highest wind values that we see on this map. Yellow does also produce higher winds, but you can see that most of these are going to be southerly winds that are going to be bringing up warmer air into all of these areas. And so yeah, it's going to be very breezy in the central plains. Again, those temperatures into the 80s, and then it's going to be breezy along the western coast. And then you're going to see that next system moving in. You can see that here with the onset of stronger winds as they come into the Pacific Northwest. So you're going to see quite a bit of activity moving on. If we want to move forward on to looking at how things are going to be moving forward with the activity, to put things into motion, you can see that there goes that storm off to the north and the east, and it will shut off into New England. Looks like we have now moved the storm system out of Texas, and this is for Saturday at noon, and we will continue with that. This is that cold front that continues to move south. So this is at 21Z. So that'll be at about 4 o'clock on Saturday. So Saturday in the Ohio Valley should be relatively nice. You might pick up a spotty shower, but other than that, the first air mass that went through is bringing in some drier air. So you're not going to have a whole lot to work with for at least another front to come through. And as we mentioned, as you get further into Texas, you're going to get a few more areas of scattered showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the weekend. And you can see as temperatures or as rainy conditions continue again, you're going to have some thunderstorms develop. And this is starting to go into next week. This is already on Tuesday of next week. You start to see some heavier storms. These are likely going to be severe in nature. We haven't gone over it, but the Severe Storm Prediction Center is already forecasting severe weather outbreak for day 5 and 6, I believe it is, which would lead us into these storms. So we will continue to watch these and monitor them. And again, this is what they call voodoo land, because the models, while they're doing a fairly consistent job of forecasting the weather, it's still very far out. And these are deterministic models. In other words, they're taking one piece of information and they're extrapolating it into a forecast. Whereas if you have an ensemble, what you're doing is you're taking many different possibilities and you're changing just one variable with each particular run. So this would be just one run. Then they would change one variable on a different particular model on this particular run and see how it changes with that. So that model would run differently, and they would do that usually up to maybe 30, 33 different model runs, and then they would combine those to see how they run as a whole on an average, and that's how you get ensemble runs. And those give us a whole different picture because they are giving us an average of how things are going to behave as opposed to only one way. One way has a 50-50 shot the further you go out, and those odds get even hotter, get even worse as you go further and further out based on just one methodology of the run. So while it still gives us information, the accuracy is not all there. So with that in mind, we're going to cut it short here, and we'll be back tomorrow with another brew run early in the morning, and we'll see how our models have differed and changed, if any, and we'll go from there. And I hope you enjoy your Friday day, and I'll see you the weekend as it comes